facial. Give it to the sauna. I know there's some love in there, baby. Been hiding all night. Put me in there with you. Close the door. Feel the Baron's love vibration. Baron's kidding a minute ago. Baron's gonna get serious with you now. Baron has enough burning love. From 2 years ago it dated. It was a cold August morning. A man woke up, went to the room. This girl was waiting for him in the bedroom. He never come out. He lived in there, I know. Had to take shots in the bathroom. You understand, the door got locked. There was the forces of destiny who locked that door. All right. Yeah, you heard him. He said, get in here. But she was asleep. She didn't hear her loving man call her. He was the real Baron of love, but man, that Baron be coming back someday. He shouldn't have locked that door. He should have used the soft test. Take it home, Baron. Look at that. Baron. Hold it, Baron, hold it. God almighty, Baron, you give her all your love. I can feel it crawling on my leg. It's the hand of destiny. It's the Baron talking to me. The Baron's in this room. The Baron's in here with us. Help me, Baron, help me. Oh, I want to take a bus now, baby. Please give me the bus. First I gotta have a schedule. Then I get the change. I got time to go to 7-Eleven for the bus ride. I go in and get a pack, baby. I get some ponies. I got some cowboys. And I gotta love to go. Yeah, hello. Talking about the Baron. No, that's fine. Hang on. Oh yeah, Baron. I'm Baron of love. Talking about that Baron of love, people. Cloven hook. Big as your arm. Course they been love. Ain't we all, honey? I wanna love you, Baron does too. Baron will be here in a minute. But wait on it. You know, the Baron says you can have me if you can grab me, baby. I've always subscribed to that ethic. But one more thing. I love you a lot, baby. You can be my Baroness. I'm pleading with you, baby. Wanna give you all my love. From the Baron to you. Baron's coming to get you, baby. Just tap me on the throat a little bit. Oh, feel the Baron's love. Oh, mama. Baron's been sneaking around. The Baron needs to have a facial. Give it to the sauna. I know there's some love in there, baby. Been hiding all night. Put me in there with you. Close the door. Feel the Baron's love vibration. Baron's kidding a minute ago. Baron's gonna get serious with you now. Baron has enough burning love. From 2 years ago it dated. It was a cold August morning. A man woke up, went to the room. This girl was waiting for him in the bedroom. He never come out. shouldn't have locked that door. He should have used the soft tap. Take it home, Barrett! Look at that. Barrett. Hold it, Barrett, hold it! God almighty, Barrett, you give her all your love! I can feel it crawling on my leg. It's the hand of destiny. It's the Barrett talking to me. The Barrett's in this room. The Barrett's in here with us. Help me, Barrett, help me. Oh, I want to take a bus now, baby.
I'm gonna make it mine. Gonna be true this time. And I don't care what I do. I say it do. You're my desire. Set my heart on fire. And I don't care what I do. I say it do. Oh, baby, tell me that your love is gonna be that way. Talking that you can't get love is made my day. Call me honey, baby, call me anytime. Walk a mile to see you smile, walk a line to see you smile. Come on, baby, oh, baby. Gonna make you mine. Gotta be true this time. I don't care what I do. I say it do. You're my desire. Setting my heart on fire. I don't care what I do. I say it do. Now, baby, baby, come on, baby, baby,
Great video there. Good shot, Bill. Yeah.
Here we are at Goner TV.
Ow. Yeah. You better believe it.
We are at Goner TV here. We're down
Careful.
low.
Getting low.
We're here with Ross Johnson.
How low can you go? We got Ross here. We'll find out.
Hello, everyone.
Limbo and later.
Yeah. We're busy over here. We got a bunch of records coming out. We got the Archaea's record that's finally coming out. People have been pre-ordering that for a while.
Pre-orders are just going out. If you ordered a pre-order, it is probably in the mail if it hasn't already arrived in your mailbox. Beautiful.
Mailbox.
Beautiful violet vinyl.
What's up, Abe? Abe.
There's also an Optic Sync record that is coming hot and heavy.
You can pre-order all these. Some of them are bundled up in strange ways on the Goner site. If you could figure that out, you win a prize.
If you like a bundle.
That's right. We got the Reverend John Wilkins record coming out.
And there's a Quintron and Miss Pussycat. Goblin Alert! All four of those are all happening in quick succession. We are somehow managing to pull all of this off for you, our people, the Goner community.
Yeah, and actually, it's good for you because the music's good, the records are fun, and you should buy them. So, we got GONERfest is coming. It's actually up. GONERfest.com.
It really is
live, and you can buy tickets. You can buy a basic ticket. You can buy a ticket that gets you a T-shirt and a koozie. And there's a killer sticker sheet that we'll show you later. That's way better than I thought it was going to be, but it's the best kind of sticker sheet I've ever seen.
This thing is really happening, people. We told you it was
is.
going to happen, and now it really is happening.
Yeah.
You can look on the website. We believe us.
No
That's
doubt.
right.
Virtual.
No doubt.
This thing is going to happen. We got over 20 bands from all over the globe.
Virtual GONERfest.
That's right.
We're taking Memphis to their living room.
We're going to bring Ross back if he'll have us. And,
I think my dance card is free.
that's right. So
He'll still
all
be in
kinds
his
of stuff.
chair.
Anyway, go to GONERfest.com. There's more. We'll bug you about it later. Is that about it?
I think that's about it. You know what we got for you, though, is the man, the myth, the legend, Ross Johnson, sitting right behind us in a cool, easy chair, right next to a fern.
Feels so good. My mother loved ferns. That was always the gift that I gave her at Christmas or well, her birthday was on Christmas, so it was like, what do you want for your birthday?
A big-ass fern.
A big-ass fern.
Big-ass ferns that'll do it.
Need to ask.
They're going to die in about a week anyway, so you're going to need another one.
Live it up. Live it up. Live it up.
Ross,
Shout out to Ryan Leach out there.
Right. More.
Putting out Ross's book,
Ryan.
which will be here any day. I believe it exists.
It already hit Austin today. They're shipping it, and I'm going
It's a bunch of
to be giving free copies away to people that live in my group home where I stay at.
What's the title, Ross?
The title, thanks for asking, is Baron of Love, Moral Giant. The moral giant, well, the Baron of Love has a measure of irony and pretentiousness, but moral giant tends to outrage some women that have known me, so that's sort of my standard answer. Why moral giant? Because it makes my exes mad. That's why. If they
fair enough.
Word.
I didn't mean
Justification.
to.
So we're gonna throw it to Ross here to read a little bit.
I'm going to get out of the way of this fern.
No.
Spend
Say,
some quality
guys.
time here with
We'll
Ross.
talk later, Ross. We're not
Okay,
going
I hope
anywhere.
so.
My knee's locking up. We're going
Yeah.
to turn it over to
Yeah,
Ross.
here we go.
All right, here you go.
Up
All
you go.
Ross.
1, 2, cha-cha-cha.
Magic
3,
TV people.
4, cha-cha-cha. So glad to be here on Goner TV. Glad to be on TV anywhere at all. And my name is Ross Johnson. I'm Hugh Hefner's illegitimate son. I'm the rightful heir to the Playboy fortune and business. I should be running it right now, but I'm not. Instead, I'm here with you because my friends, and I consider you friends, with Ryan and Moore Leach living in Austin, Texas. They have spent a lot of money on me in the last few years on records that, well, they didn't sell too well, but I sure enjoyed doing them. And so they are footing the bill on this one. I'll say it again. Baron of Love, Moral Giant. That's the title of the book that I am, that should be here. Anyway, I'm going to read one, a real sort of, I'll try not to cry, but it's about my dad. And he's gone now, and it's called Chapter 10, Sharecropper's Son. God, that sounds like a Marcus James Agee territory, or the title for a Lee Von Helm box set. But it's true. My father was a sharecropper in his youth, and so was his father, Benjamin Franklin Johnson. That side of my family hailed from North Mississippi, the small town of Macedonia, to be exact, not too far from Oxford. It is definitely Faulkner Snopes' clan and Larry Brown's white trash forebears' territory. Yes, I am Scots-Irish white trash, as are many folks from the great state of Mississippi and the even and not so great metropolis of Memphis, Tennessee. This is not the place for an extended essay on Scots-Irish history. Read the difference between sharecropping and tenant farming. Alex Chilton and Lisa Aldridge's ancestors were planter class loyalty compared to my own hard scrabble dirt farming antecedents. Family legend has right, where are those glasses? I have them here, but I'm not going to use them. Family legend has it that things were not always so. My paternal grandfather, the aforementioned Frank Johnson, supposedly owned and farmed his own property to the early 20th century. However, like so many members of my immediate and ancient family, Frank was an enthusiastic fan of ethanol alcohol beverage form, so much that he ended up losing the proverbial farm. Here we go. Oh, I've got it right here. Literally, and sharecropped his former property for a period. Yes, my grandfather was such a drunk that he ended up sharecropping his own farm that he lost. That's a drunk. So am I. Legend also has it that Frank worked in a drugstore briefly and enthusiastically availed himself of several narcotic-based medicines that were rather freely available without a prescription during that historical period. Right now, name how many you remember. And I know you remember more than 5. Okay, because I do. If one believes in genetic theories of alcoholism and drug addiction, then my grandfather gave me a leg up in the intoxication game. I am no piker in that realm, or so I've been told. More on that unsavory subject later. My father, Kenneth Leon Johnson, like his mother, Rex, no kidding, that was her real first name, Rex, had a love for and talent with the written word. He also wished to escape the state of Mississippi. He spent some time in Marion, Arkansas, that garden spot known as West Memphis, Arkansas, near West Memphis, Arkansas, noted for child molesters and Alfred, please. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Damien, I know you're not listening, but I'm sorry I said that. Please don't put a curse on me just because you've been in touch with Kenneth Anger and you think you're the next Magus or something like that. I really don't think you're a demon. In his teens, when Frank and his family relocated there, Frank's brother Lloyd was the small town sheriff, and my grandfather, the town drunk, a not so garrulous, Otis Campbell type. Do you remember Otis Campbell on the Andy Griffith Show, who would sort of tie one on? And well, that was not my grandfather. He sort of made my father come get him. As the oldest son, it was often my father's duty to fetch his father from the local tavern or bootlegger's shack. Frank did not like being called home by his eldest son, so my dad would catch several beatings from him, as did the rest of the family, male and female. Lovely man, my grandfather. Sorry I never got a chance to meet him. My father never spoke of those beatings to me, nor my sister. My mother told us about them. My father was, what was my father? My father, yes, was a rather stoic type with a large capacity for pain, both physical and psychic, unlike his son, me. Eventually, he escaped from Arkansas and found a warehouse job in Memphis, Tennessee, after graduation from high school. And World War II provided him another avenue of escape when he enlisted in the Army, as did many other young Americans, males at that time. He was sent to fight the Reich in North Africa first, where he was attached to an artillery battalion. there's a tendency toward congenital deafness in our family. What? Eh? Listening to these. All right. What does it say here? I don't need a book. I don't need glasses. No. I refuse to do it. I'm going to do it somehow. I'm going to get through. Oh, forget this stuff. This is really about. Let's just talk about it. This is about my father being white trash, but my father was sort of gentrified, or sort of not elegant, but sort of white trash that fell, and so it's about my father, who after World War II, like a lot of fathers, was able to step up. So as I grew up, I never knew what I really was until adult life and looking up Scots-Irish history, which is, a history of, hitting, keep on moving. So that's why so many Scots-Irish people ended up in Memphis, in this place that, who would build a city on a swamp? I'm sorry, I'm addressing the camera. Who would build a city on a swamp? Memphis, Tennessee, a city on a swamp. So anyway, my father developed PTSD symptoms in his early 50s, and I was in and out of the house, so I would be in my teenage bedroom from time to time, and I would hear him wake up screaming, and which of course woke my mother up and everybody else up in the house. But he had this same dream of he was in Italy somewhere, and he was a sergeant of a company, and one of the people in his not company, platoon, legs got blown off, and so he had to carry him across a bridge during a firefight. And so my father would wake up night after night to this same dream, and it became a real horror. But it took 25 years for him to develop PTSD symptoms. So I think of my father as I'm very grateful to him for letting me move up a class. I thought I was middle class for a long time. I don't anymore. So anyway, that's what chapter 10 is about. And the book is about mostly regret. Yes, because I regret almost everything. I never understand those people who say, I don't regret a thing in my life. There's hardly anything in my life I don't regret. I just from today going back 67 years, I just think, what did I do right? Nothing. At least it feels that way to me. So that's what this book, and also musica, and all the things that go with being an indie rock veteran. And boy, haven't there been enough of them. I mean, I'm not Richard Hell yet, who's made a career out of saying how he had nothing to do with punk rock, but every book he writes is about punk rock. Oh, I'm not Richard Hell yet, but I might soon be. So anyway, books about regret and music and women, and that's really about it. I think it's 139 pages. I'm not sure what the price is going to be. You can order it, go to spacecase.com, or you can contact these guys. They'll have some copies soon, and that's about it as far as a book goes.
Autograph copies.
I would if only we had they just
We're
to
gonna be cracking the whip here right after this thing is done, getting Ross to
Groiner Fest. I'll have copies. I'll have copies in my.
It's gonna be that hand's gonna be cramping from all the signatures.
Signature, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, we want to talk more about all of this stuff. I think that I can't wait to hear more about the book, find out more about the process and how you got there, and get to listen to you jabber some more. But I think we got some more action to hit coming up, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna watch. Well, yeah, I guess we're just going to be back for more after break, but we got a little bit of some Rodney action. We got some RSD.
Yeah, Record Store Day's coming up the 26th.
Yeah.
This video will tell you a little bit about what's going on. Hi. And
It's Alec.
So this time we are not going to do our reverse telethon. No, that was fun, and you're going to see some of what we did there. But
our MC was the greatest. We
Yeah.
had JB was.
But we're gonna vary it up. This time it's just the website's gonna be open to Memphis folks from 9 to noon. So shoot us an email and we'll get you the password for that the morning of Record Store Day, and you can rush on in and buy everything before those out of towners carpet bag and steal all the stuff that is rightfully yours.
It
So
seems kind of early this year, isn't it?
it's always too early. It's like 9 in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, all right, Dad.
This is like everything
Hang
else.
on now. That's Dad's precious time.
That's
He
right.
doesn't
All
wanna get up.
life has been stopped
Anyway,
because
you're gonna
of the
see-
pandemic. So
When I do a video about
all of
Record
us.
Store Day, I'm going to show you every record for Record
Sold.
Store Day.
Miss-
In case you wanted that one that I thought wasn't important. I mean, that would be me imposing my ideas on what you want to listen to. So there's going to be a video with every record that's available for this Record Store Day drop, as they call it.
Mister's Retail will have every transaction recorded.
amazing TV here, people.
Anyway, yeah, it's great. It's great, and you dig it. Thanks for tuning in.
Tiny Tim, here we go.
Live here at Garner Records for Store Day 2020. I'm your host, 2020. Right here, I'm standing in front of the leaderboard. 2020! And as you can see out here on the showroom floor, we got everybody here, the whole crew, making calls. They're calling you to ask what you want for Record Store Day. Put in your order with them. They'll fill the order. Look, get back over here like this. And just like you keep your kids clean, you keep your records clean. Because we just went through this, but I want to do it again with or get a bottle of Groovy Cleaner. This is 14. You're going to need this. And the Deep Groove Cleaner. We just covered this on Instagram. And if you're just coming over here to Facebook, then you're going to want to know about this. Earlier, the cold. It looks like we're rocking.
That's good, man. Yeah, we are. It's hectic. It's a little crazy.
Now look at the safety station. And we'll give this their own little thing, see? Act like this coffee's not here. Here, let me get a little squelch right there. We started at 9. I'm just kind of curious about our pacing. I feel like these people have been in training for this or something. This is amazing. All right, we're back here for Record Store Day 2020, live from the showroom floor at Goner Records. We've got our mic cable, aka technology leash, extended all the way back midway through the showroom floor. We've had people even pick up records right here at the door. It's amazing. I was outside earlier doing a remote broadcast. It's the first one of our RSD virtual sesh, and while I was out there, a guy came up and he said, "Can I come in and get records?" I was like, "No, we have the safety station set up, but it's RSD, phone calls only until noon, brosy." All right, that's going to wrap up today's coverage of Record Store Day 2020, Part 1. I'm 2020. Hey, how y'all doing today? It's Record Store Day 2020 here at Goner Records. Thank you. All right, cool.
Transition, brother.
And we are back. We're back after giving you a lot of information about Record Store Day.
Yes.
Both past and present. We had a fantastic time with JB emceeing last month, and hope you guys out there who got a phone call from us enjoyed your Record Store Day surprises. Like Eric said, we're going to just do it all online for this upcoming RSD action. So get yourself signed up and get on there and
put your
have
bids in
have
now.
a big time on the online systems
Highway.
for some Record Store Day action. We're going to be in the middle of Goner Fest as well, so it's going to be a busy time.
For you guys.
But we're back here with Ross Johnson, and we've
gone
got a
away
chance to
yet.
be able to chat a little bit, talk to the man.
I would love
the myth,
to.
the
I
legend.
never stop
I'm going
talking.
to
I'm
just
told.
jump right in with some questions from our online audience.
Ooh!
I hope they're Christian and
This one's a little racy. What was his first job?
My first job I got paid for was as a sack boy at Steverson's Big Star. Yes, there
Big
was
Star.
such a thing. Grocery at Poplar and Perkins in the spring and summer of fall of 1972 there. And I should have been fired, but I just quit instead. And I learned how to, one of the owners, who I think has passed on, he would say, "Ross, I'm sick of these old women in here telling you to double bag things. I'm telling you not to double bag anything. If they can't make it to the car with their damn groceries, they don't have any business being in here." That was Wesley. But I still respected him, and I believe he'd go, Ross, clean up on aisle 10, mayonnaise. I was very hard to find at that point in time. But that's where I met Jim Dickinson and got to take groceries out for, which I've covered in the Goner, Make It Stop liner notes. I got to carry Al Jackson Jr.'s groceries because he would usually come in every Friday night and get a few things. And he and Jim Dickinson were the only two people that tipped. And there were a lot of well-heeled women from Memphis, from the right pot. Who are your parents was something I recall hearing when I was dating or trying to date girls from St. Mary's. Who are your parents? White trash from North Mississippi and West Tennessee. What do you think? But
therein lies the attraction.
Therein lies the attraction. That's right. They like a bit of white trash on the side there.
I got another one. What are his favorite Memphis bands to play shows with?
All time? What are we talking
all
about?
time. I can remember my most unfavorite. Jeff and I opened for Will Oldham when he was, I think, he's had so many Bonnie Prince, Booger Bear, and all the other names. But anyway, I'm sorry, Will. I know you're a small guy and you can't. But anyway, he took offense because we came down out of the balcony and just played a terrible set, our typical terrible set. And later he had a lot of rather nasty things to say about us, and I thought, you short little bald-headed man, did we really get to you? So Will Oldham, if you're out there, I challenge you to a wrestling match. My right arm, because you're probably strong. You're like Glenn Danzig or something. You lift all day long just because you're so small. But I'm not small. I mean, I'm not that big, but I'm 5'11" and 3/4. I used to be 6 feet, but I'm shrinking a bit. But anyway, Will,
you can still take him. I think you got him.
I don't think I could. I think he might hurt me. But anyway, Will was that was. I really took that personally because he did too. He thought we're not kidding, and he just thought like, oh, how could we be on the same bill as? And Bill and Will did sound great that night, but I just wanted to pull a beard hair or two out of his Grizzly Adams styled bird.
All right, we got more questions.
Oh, thank
here.
God! All right.
This one is right up your alley and a little bit of a change of pace. Is it better? Golden Gardener asks, is it better to be together with someone and alone, or lonely? Not with anyone. Does that make sense?
Well, for some odd reason, I've rarely been alone the last 40 years or so, and I don't understand why. I seem to have some odd appeal to some women, to a certain kind of woman, and so I used to be very lonely. I was like I said, it's in the book. But I was sort of an early era incel in college. I could not have even paid for sex. No woman would have even said, no, man, no. But somehow in my early 20s, I think it had to do with being a musician, becoming a musician, and being seen on stage. Because my theory, which I've repeated more times in bars around town, is that if you put a sock monkey behind a set of drums, a guitar, a bass, a microphone, or a keyboard, some woman, I'm sorry, this is so sexist and horrible, some woman will want to take him home. And that is the only thing that can explain my appeal. So if you are alone, enjoy being alone. Because sometimes I have to find alone time. Even though I love my girlfriend, alone time is something I seek just for a day or two. And then I like to be back. Because being alone and lonely is very difficult. So I think being with someone you hate and and they hate you is much much better. I think it's something you try it. You know, I've made a lifestyle.
We got lots of good questions. Thanks to our audience out there.
We don't have to do a thing. This is great.
That's right.
Keep them coming.
Man.
Someone wants to know about Ross seeing the Pistols with Exel Chitlin.
All right. Of course, Malcolm McLaren had purposely oversold the show, and I had tickets, and we couldn't get in, so we went around the side, and our friend Pat Rayner, who is in the book, Pat Rayner works for what's her name at the what is her name? Charlotte, based in L.A. Senior memory moment. Sorry. But Pat let us in the back door. She had stage passes, and that's one of my precious possessions. And what I recall is that the show opened with just a spotlight on Lydon's face, which was really cool. And then it's in the book, but Steve Jones knew that Sid would not really be playing any sort of coherent bass for any. Mostly just mugging and bleeding all over the stage. So Steve had two Fender Showman amps, one set for treble and one set for bass. So he had everything covered, bass lines, guitar lines. So it was essentially Paul Cook, Steve Jones, and John Lydon. But for me, Steve Jones is... There wouldn't be a Pistols without Steve Jones. I just because I like Metal Box, but my God, sitting down and don't they use Public Image records in Guantanamo?
When was that? When was that show?
That was January '78, mid. Wow. Yeah. And that was sort of the beginning of the punk scene here in Memphis. Whatever that's not worth. Tell you what. Yes.
What else we got? What else?
Here's one that I've got, and this is more of a general question. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah,
how did you get 139 pages of your life down in stories?
Well, I made a lot of it up. I tell you what. No, during the time that I was writing it, I had broken my left arm right about the shoulder. I was over at my girlfriend's house. She was out of town, and I was cleaning litter boxes, and there was some loose litter that I didn't see, and I did sort of a curly Joe, and I fell, and I tried to get up, and I said, "What is wrong here?" So finally, I tried my left arm, and I heard a crack. I said, "I think I broke my arm." My first broken arm at 65. And so I called my sister, and we went to Campbell Clinic, blah, blah, blah. What was the question again?
I was asking, how do you remember stuff?
Well, it's kind of,
Sometimes.
Is it drug-related, age-related, or is it really early onset dementia? I sort of favor the latter because my father... I don't think it was Alzheimer's, but it was a form of dementia, and which he passed on to the next life. And I'll say that some of the book is true, yes. And there's a lot that I left out. In fact, there is a chapter entitled "What I Left Out," because people for years have been saying to me, "You ought to write a book, man, and put all that sleazy stuff in there." I said, "Are you kidding?" And get my ass sued by people that are still alive and around and can go, "How do you know about that, Ross?" Because we did it skip it together.
But there's still a lot of juicy stuff in there too, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I sort of just left a list of behaviors. I said, these are things I directly participated in, was a witness to, or heard about from two or more reliable witnesses. So there's a lot of stuff that is anonymous that just is your typical indie rock scene behavior, and I think we all know what that means. Not explicitly, but But what I try to do is not blame anybody but myself. So as I say, I wear the black hat in the book, and I try to write about people that I played with, and I try to emphasize their best qualities and not dwell on the difficulties that I mostly created in my relations with band members and women. Yeah, oh yeah, women. I have caused some problems. Okay.
It sounds like quite a read.
139 pages of sheer twine.
Magic.
No, I mean, you'll want to buy it.
Well, I guess so. Ross, you've kind of gone through maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. You've managed to stay current in the music scene in Memphis.
Because nobody threw me out.
There you go. I was going to ask, how did
ever
you do
since
that?
I turned 40, and I have to thank Andrea Lyle. Andrea, I doubt you're listening, but Andrea Lyle babysat me from 39 to 40. I thought, I just can't believe I'm going to be 40 years old. I have to stop. I just can't do it. And you were kind to me, Eric. And I just thought that at 40, that I had to stop playing, but I didn't realize that things would take off, really, that no one would stop me, because Andrea booked Jeff and myself for a lot of shows like the aforementioned Will Oldham show, and people like Bill Callahan, Smog, who I think was so bewildered by us, just because Bill's sensitive, artiste of the whatever new century, but it was fun to make people kind of sick. I've always thought that my early experience with the Panther Burns, because we could clear a room with just half a song, because people now and then would book us in mainstream places. Like once we got to play Blues Alley, one of the Saverin brothers owned that, and the place was full of
blues fans
on a bus tour. And so anyway, they somehow let us play, and within half a song, we had cleared the whole place out, and one of the Saverin brothers going, stop, you're running my customers off, I can't, shut up, stop.
There's something really magical about the fact that you can elicit that sort of response from somebody.
There is something magical. Like we opened a couple of dates for the Clash in '84, and people,
cut the crap.
People were booing us, and we played Nashville, and then we played Knoxville, and they put us in front of the curtain because they knew what was going to happen, because they didn't want the Clash equipment to be mangled or hit.
So that's what happens. If you're that bad of an opening band, they're going to stick you out in front of the
Cosmo Vinyl puts you in front of the curtain, and there was this one young lady who got on her boyfriend's shoulders and spent our whole set giving us the finger. That was one of those golden memories. And also, it's in the book, but I love to repeat this. And we played a week in San Francisco in September of '83. I do remember. I'm rather savant-like about dates. Okay, maybe I'm on the spectrum. Who knows? But I'm way too friendly to be Asperger's. But anyway, there was this sort of a pre-crusty punk rock girl there, and she brought in an infant, and I said, well, my gosh, she's got to leave before we start playing, because it's kind of loud. So she's there, having a few beers, which are her, the baby's here. She's not going to, no danger of FAS poster boy or poster girl showing up. But anyway, she puts the infant, who does not have the ability to roll over yet. It's that young. And for those of you who had kids, and I know you have, Anyway, she puts this infant in front of the amps, and we're playing a club in Berkeley, and so I go to the lip of the stage and I motion her over. I say, we're not the loudest band, but we play we use a very distorted tones, and so I'm a little worried about your baby's hearing. She says, "Fuck off, old man. Mind your own business." So she grabs the infant and puts it and gives it to somebody there in the club and continues to have a grand time. So that's one of my favorite on stage touring memories.
We do have there's a story I have talked to several people about over the years.
I hope I remember it.
A pretty in certain circles legendary Jeff and Ross show at Goner Fest. Where there was sort of a mixture of people who were absolutely loving it, and then there was another very vocal group of people who really just wanted to hear a song. I believe that you clocked in, Eric, do you remember 18 or 19 minutes before there was a song
They threatened
played?
to play songs.
There was a lot of threats. There was a lot of talking. There were not, but the songs did not come, and there were very vocal fans.
Because that rather, I would say, new to the scene young lady said, "Y'all shut up and play some music." I said, "Oh, no, you shouldn't have said that."
That was bad move number one.
So
right
I was
there,
not
right?
about to let us get past. We're a little bit below the 20-minute mark, but
a lot of false starts. And then you guys would count it in and then stop. There was like howls. There were people were screaming. It was magical. I totally love it. It's one of my favorite.
I think they were expecting a musical act, and we're not necessarily a musical act. We are now and then. Jeff, I mean, I'm the only man in the world who could make Jeff Evans a straight man. I mean, when because Jeff is very amusing on his own, and so he just can't get a word in edgewise. Once I start jibber jabbering, and I'm stopping now.
Yeah. There's a series of Buccaneer shows. I think you were playing every Wednesday for a while, and those shows were just unbelievable. I mean, Jeff was doing push-ups on the bar. I mean,
that was
want to see an 18-year-old kid full of angst and doing all this stuff, or do you want to see
one-arm push-ups?
Doing one-arm push-ups in some dark bar.
I'll tell that. Scott Rogers bought us both our first and first shot of Jägermeister.
I thought it was Fireball, but I think it was
Fireball. It was worse. It was Jaeger, and so we both said sure. So we both had a shot, and then about 10 minutes later, it hit. So I didn't realize that Jaeger has some psychedelic qualities. So things sort of slowed down. I'm not sure we got through it. I mean, it took us. Our tempo sort of slowed down there, and then later, and Jello Biafra was in town that night, and Jeff was sitting gargoyle style atop the bar, looking at Michelle Adams, and Michelle and Jeff, I hope this is okay. He said, "You are so cute. Did anybody ever tell you how cute you are?" And anyway, so we were trying to get Jeff down from the bar, and so he has a beer in his hand, and he accidentally spills it, I hope intentionally, on Joe Biafra's pants, and he says, "Those are my last clean pants I've got for this tour." So, I mean, I always had to be part of, pissing off Jello and Willow.
Magic times.
Those things were those things were legendary. I mean, I think that's one of the things that's kind of cool about Memphis is that you guys did this sort of residency in the winter, right? Like it was cold.
No, it was March 2007 to March 2008, from when Michelle moved up to her father's house in the frozen tundra, And then Josh, the late Josh, came in for a few months, and we played a full year. And I got to realize my every performing fantasy. So there's nothing better than having a residence gig, because you can just relax and just do things you should never do when you're on tour. Like, oh, I've got to play. I think they might expect this. It's like, no, it's what we wanted to do and what we got away with.
Yeah.
So,
it was a
thank you, Michelle.
special place. Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle, for that.
It's going to be a parking lot now. So.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Well, what else we got? Are we throwing it to something, Alec? What are we doing?
Let me say this. One more thing. You ought to appreciate Goner Fest no matter what form it takes, and also Goner Records. And they are one of the few Bandit labels that I recorded for. And I recorded for most all the Bandit labels in the 80s and 90s. They're the only ones that ever paid a royalty. I didn't ask for it, and they still send me a semi-annual royalty check that I get a pizza with.
Zach does that accounting.
And no other indie label has done that, and I've recorded for most of them.
Well,
bless. Oh, and also apologies to Larry Hardy of In the Red for a certain record that I played drums on, but yeah, that happens more often than you would believe, Larry, as he asked me.
Sorry, Larry, and we appreciate. We love getting to do that record with you, Ross. Love you being a part of the things that we've been able to do around here. And
thanks for having me. Book is Baron of Love, Moral Giant, Space Case Records, major publisher, and you can.
The CD is Make It Stop.
Yeah, and the CD is Make It Stop, because there are still copies.
Collect
there
them
are
all.
too many copies. You can order 17 at a time. I would recommend
give
that.
you a break.
Yep.
They'll
Price
give
break
you a
at
bulk-
17.
They'll give you a bulk rate.
Yeah.
And God
open up
bless
your own
everyone.
shop.
And also my former management. You know who you are. Thanks.
That is awesome.
All right, Goner TV wrapping up here for today. We've got Goner Fest coming in 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
lots more coming. We'll be passing along a lot of information about that coming up starting this weekend and next week. And
That's right. Go to GonerFest.com. Check it out. You can buy some tickets, get some merch, wear your Goner Fest T-shirt while you're watching the Cheater Slicks and GT and the Archaeas and all this.
Cheater
great
Slicks. I'm going to request a version of Sister Ray. I don't care what nobody
it's
says.
going to be there anyway.
we're gonna bring Memphis to your living room best we can, and I think we're gonna have a good time. Hope you're there with us.
That's right. That's about it.
Thanks, Ross. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you,
tuning
Goner
in, all you
Records.
people.
Thanks, Alec. Thanks,
Love you
Natalie.
guys.
Hey, we made it. We did it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
Thank you for seeing it.
And I'm going to buy that Dust album now, the one with Mark Bell. Okay.
Yeah, I think Kip already got it.
You got
Oh,
it.
no, he got that one.
You got it.
Well, then I'll buy the Wire.
You can buy his wig.
Oh, yeah. No, again, is it Ronnie James Dio or Ronnie James Dio? I've already taken a group conscience here in the shop, and they say it's Dio. But I've heard it pronounced
Thanks
as
for tuning in.
Dio.